You're watching the Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen. On today's show, we're going to look forward to late August, and I'm going to give you my 53-man roster projection after the 2025 NFL Draft. You added 11 drafted players and then 18 undrafted free agents on top of that. And you also still have $12.34 million in cap space, so if you wanted to sign someone else, maybe two, you could swing that as well. So things will probably look a little bit different, but I'm going to do my best to project what the 53-man roster will be when that time comes in August. Let's go over the draft while we're here, alrighty? Get you all caught up on all the Ravens selections. Start off really hot. Malaki Starks, Mike Green, 2 top 20 players. You got him in the first 2 rounds. Emory Jones, I don't think you're going to see him as a starter this year unless he really impresses come camp, but he's definitely going to be one to make that roster. I'm not going to spoil anymore, though. Teddy Buchanan, linebacker from California. Carson Vincent, Bilal Kone, cornerback in Western Michigan. Really excited about him. You drafted a kicker, made some headlines with Tyler Loop. His head kind of looks like a Pringles can, but that's okay. LeJonte Wester, the wide receiver out of Colorado. A Zay Flowers type wide receiver. Don't know if there's room for 2 of those on one roster. And then you ended out incredibly strong. Aeneas Peebles, Robert Longerbeam, and Garrett Dellinger, your final 3 selections. I need to know, are you ready for the 2025 NFL season? Because I am. I cannot wait any longer, and it sucks because I'm going to have to. If you're as ready as I am, make sure to do me one big favor. Tell me that. Show me it by liking today's video. Let's start in the quarterback room. No surprises here. QB1, Lamar Jackson. QB2, Cooper Rush. They're going to take up your first 2 spots on this roster. And I'm really excited, and I loved this Cooper Rush signing, okay? We went into preseason last year in a battle between Josh Johnson, Devin Leary. Josh Johnson won the job, but I don't think anybody was super confident about his ability to come in and win a ton of games if he needed to. Cooper Rush has done that already in Dallas. Now, are there things about Cooper Rush's games that I don't love? Yes, of course. There's a reason he's a backup, not a starter, but this team needed a high-end backup that they could have confidence in, and now they've got it in Cooper Rush. Let's talk about running back. I know it looks like a lot of spots, but of course, you got to throw Patrick Ricard in there as well at that fullback position. Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, those 3 guys are almost guarantees in my opinion. I put Rasheen Ali in there at 6. I think he's probably going to be the one to make it, but I would watch out that, okay? Because I would not be surprised if Sony Nato, the running back out of Monmouth, the undrafted free agent, just came out and blew everybody's doors off. But if I had to guess, if I had to put money on it, I think Rasheen Ali is getting that last running back spot. And, of course, Patrick Ricard right there at number 7 at the fullback. Let's look at wide receiver. They took 5 last year. I think they're going to take 5 again this next year because they have 3 wide receivers and 5 running backs, okay? Or, 3 tight ends, 5 running backs. Zay Flowers, Rashod Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, Tylan Wallace, and Devontae Walker get the last 2 spots. When it comes to Devontae Walker, I would say watch out for LeJonte Wester. The reason I went Walker over Wester is because Walker is a little bit bigger. Wester is the exact same size as Zay Flowers, and I don't know if there's room for 2 guys who are both like 5'8", 160. Wester's 163 pounds. I think Zay's like 175. I just don't know if there's room for 2 of those guys on one roster. I would love to be wrong because I think he's got some great playmaking opportunities. But I went Walker over Wester just because he's a different type of wide receiver. And, of course, he's got that full year under his belt already. Make the call for me. How many wide receivers will make the roster? Is it 5 or is it 6? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm leaning towards 5 right now, but if they sign a veteran over the next couple of weeks, and as of right now, according to this video, they haven't done that, it could be 6. You let me know your answer. Let's go to possibly the strongest group on this team, the tight end room. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar. Nothing's going to happen with Mark Andrews after nothing happened in the draft, okay? And because of that, I think Baltimore was looking at, let's get a 3rd-round pick for him. Because this is last year on his contract. He's probably gone after this year. They're going to get a 4th-round compensatory draft pick when he does sign next year in free agency. So they're looking for a 3rd-rounder. Once they didn't get it, they were only offered 4th-rounders. They're like, you know what? Screw it. We're going to get that next year anyway when he signs somewhere else. So might as well just use him and just delay that for another season. I think this will be Andrews' farewell tour. Unless he just absolutely goes ballistic. And I see him having a good season, but he'd have to do a lot to lock up that next contract. And I just don't know if I have if I see that happening. They're trying to trade him, get him off the books this year. I don't necessarily think he'll be back in 2026. Let's go to the offensive line to wrap up this offense. I think they take 10, but I think Nick Samak is on a little bit of the chopping block. Okay, the center out of Michigan, you drafted him last year late in the 2024 NFL draft. I think if you look on that left side, from Ronnie Stanley to Roger Rosengarten, that's your starting five right there, in order, from left tackle to right tackle. Then Ben Cleveland, Emory Jones, Garrett Dellinger, those are going to be the interior guys who are the depth pieces. Carson Vincent, excited to see how he is at tackle. Nick Samak, watch out, because you could be one of the ones to go, okay? And also, I wouldn't mind another vet signing over the summer. I really wouldn't. I don't think it's a bad idea to have more veteran depth in the offensive line, especially when we know how physical that position is and how big those guys are and how often those guys get hurt and how much that can derail an entire season, okay? Would not mind one bit another veteran signing. How are we feeling? Do you love this offensive roster? Because personally, I do. And if you do as well, go ahead and show me by liking today's video. Cast your vote that way by hitting the thumbs up button. Let's go to Zach Orr's side of the ball with the defensive line. Start with Broderick Washington, Travis Jones, Nnamdi Madubuike, and Nias Peebles. And this is where we start to get spicy. Give me Nash Hutmacher, the defensive tackle out of Nebraska. He is an undrafted free agent. His nickname's the Polar Bear. He's about 300 pounds. He wrestled at Nebraska as well. I've got a feeling this dude's going to come into minicamp. He's going to go into training camp, and he's going to absolutely blow people's minds. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. With saying that, I will say, though, the Michael Pierce retirement did hurt, because it did take a little bit of a stab at the depth that you have on that side of the football. But still, hopefully Nash can make his name known and get that spot. Let's go to the linebacker room. I've got another undrafted free agent making this roster too, right here at the linebacker spot with Chandler Martin. I'm really, really excited about what Chandler Martin is going to do, possibly as a Baltimore Raven. I watched a ton of film after he was signed as an undrafted free agent, and it just gave me all the confidence in the world and his ability to be a pro. He flies around the field. He's aggressive. He loves to hit. He's agile. His motor is incredibly high. He's got everything you could want in a linebacker. Would not be surprised if during training camp he really caught a lot of people's eyes, especially Zach Orr. Zach Orr loves those kind of players because Zach Orr was that type of player. Okay, and of course, I've got Trenton Simpson, Teddy Buchanan, Roquan Smith as well. Teddy Buchanan I'm really excited about as well. I think he's going to be a really good pro. Take a guess for me. How many UDFAs make the final roster? I've got 2 at this point. I believe those are the only 2 I have. I know that seems like a lot, but I'm excited about those 2 guys. You let me know your answer. How many UDFAs are going to make the final 53 man? Let's go to outside linebacker now. The edge rushers, as we call them. Kyle Van Noy, Adafe Owe, Mike Green. I think Adisa Isaac makes it, because of course he's going to get the benefit of the doubt because of his injury-ridden 2024 season. And then I'm going to give the last spot to Tavius Robinson, which means David Ajabo might get cut. You got to cut one, you got to keep one. Who are you going to do? Because Tavius Robinson had 100 more snaps than he did this last season, which shows me one of 2 things. A, he was available and not hurt like David Ajabo. And B, they preferred Tavius over Ajabo. He had 32 tackles, almost 3 times the amount. 4 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and then he's also such a great run defender, as you saw in the playoffs. He had 13 stops, okay? David Ajabo, I think that experiment might be done. I think the second that they drafted Mike Green in the 2nd round, a guy who a lot of people, myself included, have hopes to be a defensive rookie of the year type player, a guy who it seems like his absolute floor is something like 7 sacks. Once that guy got on this roster, it kind of had me feeling that Ajabo might be off of it. Let's talk corners now. Go to the secondary. We start with Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Chidobe Awuzie, TJ Tampa, and Bilal Kone. Really, really excited about those top 2. Really curious to see how the competition between those bottom 3 goes. It's going to be an iron sharpens iron type of summer, I think, in the cornerback room. The cream will rise to the top. And if Awuzie can stay healthy, this isn't a bad group. Okay? Especially because you added a guy like Starks to the back end, which is going to allow Darius Washington to sometimes shift down to the nickel, which is also going to allow then Marlon Humphrey to be able to play a little bit of outside corner as well. And then you look at the safety room, and I'm so pumped about this room. Kyle Hamilton, Malaki Starks, Darius Washington might be the best safety trio in the league. Robert Longerbeam, I thought he was a fantastic selection in the 6th round. And then Bo Braden, Sanusi Kane, 2 guys who everybody was really excited about in the summer, but they kind of failed to make that jump up when the season was actually starting. Hopefully with a year under their belt, they might be able to make that move. I'm so dang excited for this group. The athleticism, the ability to play multiple positions, the ability to be anywhere on the field, they're going to make each other better. The presence of each of them is going to make each other better. And I cannot wait for that. All right, guys. Here's where it gets real spicy. Here's where the comment section heats up. Tyler Loop is your kicker. Jordan Stout is your punter. Nick Moore is your long snapper. I think it's the end of the road for Justin Tucker. I think there's a reason that they drafted a kicker. Now, I know, I get it. They said they were going to draft a kicker for a while. It wasn't anything surprising that happened. I wasn't surprised at all when it ended up happening. But it happened. I just think with everything that's happened with Justin Tucker over the past couple of months, that mixed with the fact that at the end of the day, he wasn't even really a good kicker last year. Those two things together, I think his time might be done in Baltimore. And I get it. It's going to make a lot of people mad. He's a Hall of Fame Raven. He's possibly a Mount Rushmore Raven. Maybe not that high, but still. It ended not any way anybody thought it was going to. I can tell you that. What say you guys? Make the call. Will Justin Tucker be a Raven in September? Give me a yes. Give me a no. Let me know your answer in the comments section. And while you're down there, there's a big red sub button. Dare you to hit it, okay? Join us because we've got everyday coverage of your favorite team in purple and gold. No better place to be if you're a Ravens fan than right here at the Ravens Rundown.